أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا حبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, today's khutbah is going to be for the children. So if you're an adult and you think, why is he delivering a khutbah for the children? Bear with me. Today, in the Easter break, many of our parents have done the right thing. And that is they brought their children with them to the Jum'ah today. Those parents who have done this, brought your children with you to this Jum'ah, you've done the right thing. May Allah bless you. Allah give you strength to continue in this work. And for those of you who have forgotten to bring your children, I'm afraid you have made a mistake. Mistake in the sense that you've missed an opportunity to perhaps help them connect with the masajids, the mosques around our country, but your local one, the one where you come regularly to pray. So I'm going to talk about 10 secrets of highly happy kids. 10 secrets that make our children extremely happy. And it's also important that you as parents know what they are, and children who are listening here and who may listen afterward get to understand those 10 secrets. They're my secrets. You can change them. You can have your own. My dear brothers and sisters, when I was younger and I used to live with my parents, I'm much older now, so I live on my own, with my family, with my own children. Every morning I woke up to the recitation of the Quran that I heard my father and my mother recite. Every morning, without failure. And my father used to lead Fajr prayer, and his prayer was consisting of a few verses that he liked most of the time. One of them is زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ. You know this verse very well. All relates to the children, the wealth of this world, as nothing but an allure for us. My father now is 91. He has no memory, unable to recite a single word of anything. But every now and then when I sit next to him and I read this verse, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ, he looks at me. Something resonates in his head. Oh, he remembers, but he can't remember. Brothers and sisters, when you're too old, it will be too late to do anything for your children. So when you're young, and when you have the strength and the stamina, do everything for your children. But when they grow up, you'll miss them. Many people complain, my children are now teenagers, they don't come anywhere near me. Well, when they were young, they were running behind you. When I was coming to Jum'ah today, I was coming to West Ealing Mosque, and I said to my son, it's a bit of a distance. Why don't you go with your mother to the local masjid? And I could see his eyes tearing up. He said, I don't want to go to a mosque where my daddy isn't. I want to go to Jum'ah with my father. That's what he said. Of course, that made me well up inside, thinking children value their parents more than we can imagine. So when the children are chasing you and you're too busy, don't be surprised when you're chasing them, they turn their backs to you saying, and who are you? Don't be surprised. So my brothers and sisters, 10 secrets for our children are as follows. Number 1, You should wake up with your children every morning remembering Allah, the Almighty, the Creator of the universe. Let them begin their day with Allah's remembrance. Let them remember their days by remembering that they come from somewhere and they shall return somewhere. Aimless life isn't a productive life. Aimless life is a worthless life. And if you instill in your children from the day they're born the value of remembering Allah, connecting with Allah, loving Allah, not fearing Allah, loving Allah. Out of love, they're afraid of upsetting Allah, rather than being afraid in doing things because they're afraid of punishment. Instilling in our hearts, in the hearts of our children, love of Allah. So children, if you wake up every morning remembering Allah, loving Him because He's given you life again, loving Him because He's given you the strength to wake up again. When you sleep, children, did you know that you go to sleep, but actually we all die when we sleep. Our soul leaves our body and in the morning it comes back again. We die twice in our life. Every day when we go to sleep and when we die permanently, and we don't wake up until the Day of Judgment. Brothers and sisters, children, for all of you, if we all go to sleep knowing that when we wake up we should be thankful to Allah. So your dua before you go to sleep should be, Allahumma bi ismika amutu wa ahya. Oh Allah, in your name I die and I live. Oh Allah, it's in your name. Children, every night before you go to sleep, make it your habit. The last thing you say before you close your eyes, Ya Allah, in your name I'm going to sleep, and if I die in your name, and if I wake up in your name. Let those children become accustomed to remembering Allah when they sleep and when they wake up. When you wake up, children, you read the dua. Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi an-nushur. Allah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me life after I died. Thank you. You're thanking Allah for making you wake up again. So remember, number one, children, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, connect with Allah. Remember Him, love Him, and before you go to sleep and when you wake up, begin your day with remembering Him. Pray Fajr if you with your parents or on your own. Of course, if you're of the right age. Number two, for children, if you eat on time, you'll be very happy. Children who don't have a routine for their diet, the time that you should give them, if children don't have a set time, their life is messed up. They should eat on time and regularly, and they should eat healthy food with you as parents and children. You should eat with your parents healthy food. Not put the greens and the vegetables aside and just eat the meat and the rice and the bread and forget about the rest. Smear your rice with lots of ketchup and no greens whatsoever. That's not healthy food, as you know. Ketchup doesn't contain ketchup. Inside the ketchup really doesn't have tomatoes. It's got chemicals. And they make it red by squashing and putting together insects. I don't know whether you know that. So from now on, when you are having ketchup, you should remember you are eating insects. Does that frighten you? If it does, think again. Eat healthy and eat regularly. And parents, please give your children healthy food and regular food. Not junk food, not lazy food, not the fast food that you get from the shops. Did you know, in entire hamlets where Muslims live in large number, probably the largest concentration of Muslims in any borough in London, probably in the UK, has 42 chicken and chip shop per school. That is a disgrace. Chicken and chips are created with fat, lard and all the destructive ingredients you can think of, causing obesity, weight gain, fatness, lethargy, laziness. All the bad things that can happen to your body happens when you eat chicken and chips. Many of our children after school, when they have a bit of pocket money, they run to the local shop to get chicken and chips. Well, you're not eating good food. When you eat, remember, what you eat is what you become. If you eat rubbish, what do you become? At the end of the day, your body becomes rubbish. Your body can't cope. So eat on time. Have a good breakfast in the morning. Have lunch on time. Have dinner on time. You'll be happy. Parents, mind that routine for children. You give them routine from the day one. they will set themselves on that path and not violate it ever. Number 3, give your children a good time to sleep. I see in many houses children are roaming around until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Why are the children awake? I ask parents. They say, oh, they are not tired. What do you mean they're not tired? What time did they wake up? They woke up at 7 to go to school. In fact, they don't wake up at 7. We're to drag them out of their beds to get them to school because they don't want to leave their bed. They're so tired. It's because they went to sleep at midnight. Children should not be going to sleep so late. When we had our children from the younger age, we gave them a routine. 7 o'clock, sleep time. Nothing in the world matters. Whether we were in America, whether we were in Timbuktu, or whether we were in London, they slept at 7 o'clock, wherever we were. If we were in a hotel, they slept at 7 o'clock. If we went to see our relatives, they went to sleep at 7 o'clock. Even if we went to a wedding, we returned from a wedding so that children would go to sleep at 7 o'clock. And you know what? Alhamdulillah, thank Allah that we gave our children such discipline of sleeping on time. So your children should not be roaming around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, watching this, watching that, playing games on the television or on the computer screen. No. A child is a child. Should go to sleep. And children, you should go to sleep on time. And I call on time 8 o'clock is the last. 7 and 8 is the time to sleep for all children. So you can have good 10 hours of rest. Pray your Isha, pray your Maghrib, eat and go to sleep. Now you may say, brothers, what shall we do with our children now? Especially the days are longer. Do not deprive your children of sleep. Get them to pray Maghrib and Isha and go to sleep. Don't keep them awake till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock because you want to teach them how to pray Isha. You will inshallah, but give them the discipline. You live in an environment where the days are long. It affects their brain growth. It affects their development. It affects their health. It affects their emotion. It will affect their relationship with Allah when they grow up later on. So let the children sleep on time. You want to sleep late? That's your choice. So children, if you go to sleep on time, you will be very, very happy. That's number 3. Number 4, children should have playtime, but children should be allowed to play without instructions. You should not tell them what to do when they play. Do you know why? Let the children be creative. Let them create their own games. Of course, you create the boundaries. No violence allowed, no rude words allowed, no swearing allowed, no bullying allowed. You create those boundaries for your children from the day one. Children, no swearing, no bullying, no pushing and shoving with one another. You play. But children should be allowed to play in their own creative way and let them be creative instead of become dependent on instructions. You know, brothers and sisters, too many children spend too many hours on looking at the screen. We call it screen time. Screen time is makes their brain like vegetables. Makes their brain like soup. Do you understand? It doesn't allow the brain to grow and engage. It's called passive learning, passive engagement. They should be active. A bit of tumble here, running around, cycling, playing football, playing this, playing that. They should be physically active in their games and activities. This is what you should be creating for your children. And children sitting at home, too busy playing with your Game Boy or PlayStation or any other, it is an absolute waste of time. A small amount of time is okay, I understand. But hours. I came home the other day and I found my nephew playing on his PlayStation. I said to him, how long have you been on this PlayStation? It was 4 hours. I said, how on earth did you spend 4 hours staring at the screen? Didn't that give you neck ache, eye ache, and thumb ache because he's playing with the remote? You may think it's funny, it's not. It's destructive. It's not going to do any good to you. However, if you went out to play football, for example, if you went out to cycle, if you went out to do tennis, other sports, swimming, etc., these are physically demanding but growing and enables you to become a true human being and growing physically, emotionally and mentally. So brothers and sisters, help your children to play with least instruction possible. Make their games fun for themselves. Number 5, they should be allowed, brothers and sisters, especially parents listening to this, you should allow your children to express their emotions fully. Children, you should be allowed to express how you feel openly. My daughter came downstairs this morning. It was 9 o'clock and she was still in bed. She was not feeling well. So I woke her up. I said, please come downstairs. So she came down and she came downstairs, sit next to me and said to me, Daddy. I said, yes. you woke me up. I'm not happy about that. Why are you not happy? I wanted to sleep a bit more. Why do you need to sleep a bit more? What time did you go to sleep yesterday? She told me she go to sleep at 9 o'clock. So from 9 till 9, 12 hours of sleep. Is that how much you need? She goes, no, I need about 10. She was upset. She expressed her emotions quite openly. We dealt with it. Alhamdulillah, done. The other day I told my children, you should brush your teeth at least twice a day. Of course they always do, but reminder again. My daughter sitting at her breakfast table said to me, Daddy, I have a funny feeling that you don't brush your teeth twice a day. You tell us to brush our teeth twice a day. Look, she's allowed to express her feeling without me getting offended. Why is she not allowed to say that to me? She's absolutely allowed to say that to me. So I have to say to her, darling, I brush my teeth not twice a day, if I can, 5 times a day. I carry my toothbrush in my bag wherever I go. Before prayer, when I'm making wudu, I try and brush my teeth. Every time I think about my oral hygiene and I feel the taste in my mouth has changed, I brush my teeth because I know other people will be affected by my bad breath. And my own oral hygiene would mean I can keep my teeth longer. I told her this openly. And after that discussion, she understood that actually, you know what, I was allowed to express my feelings openly. Dad has the right to defend himself, and he did. She will never complain about my own habit. She will continue her own. Children, think about this. Oh, Daddy doesn't pray, he's telling me to pray. Mommy doesn't do this, she's telling me to do this. Mommy doesn't tidy up, Daddy doesn't tidy up, doesn't do this, Mommy doesn't do that, but they expect us to do. Let the children express their emotions freely. Children, tell your parents how you feel regularly. I feel good, I feel happy. When I ask my boy, how are you? What's going on? And when he says, I don't know, I tease him, saying to him, what do you mean by I don't know? Is that the only English word we have taught you in your life? Do you know more? So you go and expand a bit more. Push them. Let them explain themselves to you. Let the children be engaged in a conversation with you. Emotional conversation. Let them cry to you. Let them express their joy. And children, feel free to express your emotions to your children. If you learn to express your emotions freely to your parents, children will be very happy. You will be very, very happy. Number 6, they should make choices in life. Ask your child what it is that the child wants. I want to tell you a story before I finish this point. You know Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, when he went to school, his school wrote him a letter, his mother a letter. That letter he brought to his mother, and the mother opened up the letter and read. And Albert Einstein was a little boy standing in front of the mother, said to the mother, Mom, what is it? Could you tell me? Mother said, yes son, I'll read it to you. Dear mother's name, dear Miss this, we are extremely regretful to tell you that if you could teach your own child at home, because your child is a genius. We cannot teach him. Our school can't cope with him. He is so good. Please, you look after him. You teach him. He is a genius. Albert Einstein was happy, and his mother put the letter away, and she taught Albert Einstein everything that he learned. Many, many years later, when Albert Einstein was looking through his mother's cupboard, he found, after she died, he found this letter. He remembered. He found the envelope, and he took the envelope out and he opened the letter. And the letter read, Mrs. This, we are really regretful to inform you that we are expelling your son from this school. He is completely mad. He is utterly useless. We don't want him in this school. Please, do keep him and keep him away from our school. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children, whoever is listening, Albert Einstein wrote in his own writing, my mother made me the genius. Albert Einstein's mother made Albert Einstein the genius. School didn't. The mother did. Your children can be made into geniuses if you as parents invest in them, invest in their time, give them choices. You wanted to be a doctor, but you failed. You wanted to be a lawyer, you failed as a parent. Now you want your son to be a doctor, your daughter to be an engineer, or something like this. Don't realize your dream through your children. No, your children must have their own dream. What dream do they have? What would they like to become when they grow up? Let them make those choices in life. Let them experience making decisions in life. Ask those children the important question, what clothes would you like to wear today? What clothes would you like to buy? Of course, as parents, you guide them. I tell my children very openly and clearly, this I can afford, sorry, that I can't afford. This is ethical, that is unethical. This is allowed in the sense of decency as a Muslim, containing the concept of haya, and that isn't. What would you like to wear? And 99.99% of the time, children will always follow ethical, good, decent, affordable, and pleasing clothes. They will not wear clothes that would displease their parents. However, if you impose on them clothes, they will rebel later. If you don't allow them the choices in life to eat, they will rebel later. If you don't allow them to watch television in a measured amount, they will buy television of their own at any opportune time and they'll be glued onto it. If you deprive them of access to the internet, they will find access to the internet in secrecy of their own time and place. You will have no access and you'll have no power over it. Give them choices, but make sure you understand and you manage their choices well. Children, when you choose in life, choose things that will make you the genius like Albert Einstein. Choose things that will make you the president of this country. Choose things that will make you the best scientist in the world. Children, when you choose things, you should become the scholars of tomorrow like Abu Hanifa, like Imam Shafi'i, Malik and Hanbali and many other scholars of our time and before. You should become the best scientists, the best philosophers in the world. Children, make choices in life that will make you better, not shallow, silly, material choice. Oh, I want to become a footballer. Some people may become a footballer. I want to become famous. These are not ambitions in life. These are lazy choices some people have made. You have a brain, use it. So give your children the right to choose. Make choices, children. But together you shall realize your dream and your ambition. I've given you 6 pointers so far. I hope and I pray that you understand the principles of how to make your children happy. And I hope, children, you understand today how to become happier in your life. May Allah give us the strength to be able to practice all that we have heard. Wa akhir ad-da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallam. My dear brothers and sisters, number 7. Let the children feel that they are heard. Let the children feel that they are heard. Are you familiar with the children repeating themselves? Daddy, 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 mommy, mommy, mommy. And because you're ignoring them, they just keep talking. They keep repeating, daddy, mommy, daddy, mommy. They'll come in front of you, come behind you, follow you, tap on you. You're too busy on your phone. You're too busy on your computer. You're too busy talking to your friends. But your children want your attention. Your children deserve attention. If your children feel unheard today, later on, they will not listen to you. If your children feel that they are not being listened to today, later on, they will not listen to you. So when your children are tapping on your shoulder, when your children are calling your name, when your children are seeking your attention, give it to them. Parents, the way to give your children attention isn't to stare at your phone or at your computer and say yes. No, look at them. Turn your eyes. Look at them into their eyes. If they're little, sit down to their level so that they can see eye to eye. Eye to eye contact with those children at their level. Sit down and talk to them. Listen to them. If you're too busy, can it wait, Baba? Can it wait, darling? Can it wait for a second? You can say that to your children and they will understand. What they don't understand is when they're ignored. What they don't like is not being heard. Children, I know you like being heard. And if your parents don't listen, you keep on repeating until they listen. Don't become frustrated with your parents. Maybe they're busy. If they're busy, maybe when they're quiet, tell them, Daddy, I really needed your time today, but you didn't give me any time. Can we make some time, please? My brothers and sisters, I tell you another story. A boy came to his father and said, Dad, how much do you earn? What's your salary? Father was very upset. How dare you ask me this question? Go upstairs, I don't want to talk to you. Father was very upset that his son is asking such a daring question. The boy went upstairs very upset in his room, crying. He cried for a long time. The father came and knocked on the door and said, I'm really sorry, son. I shouldn't have done this. Can I come in? Yes, come in. Father sat next to him and said, so what made you ask me this question? Dad, I'm interested. How much do you earn? Don't give me a salary. How much do you earn an hour, Daddy? So he said, I earn £100 an hour. He goes, okay. Daddy, do you have £50 on you? Can I have £50 from you? Father is quite on the edge. What do you mean you want £50? A minute ago you want to know my salary, then you want to know how much I'm earning per hour, now you want to take £50 from me? What's the matter with you? Please, Daddy, can I have £50? He said, okay, let me see where it goes. He takes £50 out of his pocket and he gives it to his son. His son reaches under his pillow and takes out another £50 and puts them together, and he said, Daddy, you said your rate is £100 an hour. Can I please buy 1 hour of your time? Here, take the £100. Can I have 1 hour of your time? When children feel that they have to buy time from you, as parents, you and I have faith. When I read that story, I cried. I thought, subhanallah, what pain that child must have borne in his heart that he had to buy time from his parents. So children, if your parents are busy, just sit down with them and make it work, inshallah, you'll be okay. Number 8, children deserve unconditional love. Children deserve unconditional love. When you love your children, there is no condition attached to it. You don't love them because you want them to love you back. No. You don't love them because you want them to look after you when you're old. No. You don't love them because they will give something to you in return, money. No, nothing. You love them unconditionally because Allah, the creator of the universe, has given you a gift. He has given you a gift. A life He has given you to nurture. He is Al-Khaliq, the one who is creator, and you are Makhluq, the created, and yet you were party to a new creation in procreation. You made, together with your wife, a child, a ni'mah from Allah. So you love your child unconditionally. Love your child unconditionally. Children deserve love unconditionally. When a man came to Rasulullah and he said, Ya Rasulullah, do you kiss the children? He said, yes, I do. He said, well, I don't kiss them. Prophet said, what can I do if Allah has taken away from your heart love and mercy? What can I do? Your children deserve your constant companionship when you're at home. Touch, hugs, kisses, words of reassurances. Children deserve unconditional love. Children, your parents love you whatever happens. You should know this. Respect them, look after them, be kind to them, be generous with them. And never say a word of contempt. Allah says that in the Quran. وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. Don't say a word of rudeness. Don't say rude words to your parents. Don't swear at them. Don't shout at them. Don't be bad to them. Be good to them. Be kind to them. Allah says in the Quran, children, listen to this very beautiful example. You know a chicken? If you have ever seen chicken with small chicks, whenever there is a threat, all the chicks run to the mother, and the mother opens up the wings and the chicks go underneath the wing. And they disappear very quickly. The ducks do the same. Allah says in the Quran, the same thing. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. And then he says, وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. And open up for them, children, listen to this, open up for them the wings of mercy, like the chicken did to the chicks, like the duck would do to the ducklings. Open it up and protect the children, its own children. You do the same thing to your parents when they're older and when they need your help and support. But children deserve unconditional love. And children, if you are in a position where you're not being loved, you feel not loved, talk to your parents about it. Talk to them. Mommy, I don't feel loved. Daddy, I don't feel loved. And children, when you say that, let your parents listen to you. And parents, please listen to it very carefully. Number 9, your brothers and sisters, children need to see practicing parents. Not just loud, talkative parents, practicing parents. Parents who pray and teach their children to pray. Parents who read the Quran, teach their children to read the Quran. Parents who explain the Quran to the children, they exemplify this in their lives. Children will learn from you everything that you do. every word. My children talk like me. My daughter argues like me. That's very frightening. I tell you, when she talks to me like this, I see myself in her. My son talks to me and talks like I do. And when you engage with children from a practicing parent's perspective, children are very different. Yesterday, a few days ago, my son and my daughter were having a conversation. They said to each other, so it was about Allah. My son said to me, Daddy, how old is Allah? That's a difficult question to answer. And I allowed them and I helped them to have a conversation between themselves, to come up with their own conclusion, that Allah doesn't have an age. He is not dependent on time and space, because He is the creator of time and space. They came up with this conclusion. I didn't have to tell them that. But this is only possible because they see their parents constantly engaged in discussions and debates, in rational arguments, in looking at the Quran and explaining it openly. When we do tafsir of the Quran at home, or when I do my halaqah and my children come, my children participate in the halaqah as much as the adults do by giving their opinions. I often turn to my children and say, and what do you think about this verse of the Quran? And they will give me the unadulterated version, the version of innocence from their hearts. Engage with your children through your own practice, rather than just preach and not practice it. You understand? Children are the most happiest when they see their parents practice, so they can follow the same practice fully. And finally, my dear brothers and sisters, on the Day of Judgment we'll all stand as responsible people. Parents will be responsible for children. Allah will ask you and I questions about how we spent our time with our children and what did we do with them. But children, you will also be asked the same question. And how did you deal with your parents? How did you spend your time on this earth? So if you say, children, on the Day of Judgment, Ya Allah, I was too busy playing my games on my television, on my computer games. I was too busy watching films. I was too busy doing other things. That won't be a good enough answer. What Allah wants you and I to do on this earth, children, remember this, point number 10, the last one, is that you as children need to be useful on this world. Useful children. What will you leave behind when you die? How will other people remember you? Being a naughty boy or a naughty girl? How will they remember you? What did you do for this world? How useful were you? So if you can become useful as children, you'll be successful in the hereafter, and you'll be successful in this world. Our Prophet ﷺ said, "Khairun nas man yanfa'un nas." The best amongst you is the one who's most beneficial to other people. In other words, the one who's most useful to other people. Are you useful as a person? Do you look after your parents? Do you look after your neighbors? Do you clean up your street? Do you clean up your house? Do you tidy up your room? Do you put your mess away? Do you wash your dishes? Do you help your parents at home? These are the 10 tips I've given to adults, parents and children. Very quickly, let me run them through. First one, wake up every morning remembering Allah. Number 2, eat on time. Number 3, go to sleep on time, be consistent with your sleep. Number 4, have your playtime, but play without instructions so you can be creative. Number 5, you should be allowed to express your own emotions freely. Number 6, you should make your own choices in life. What do you want to become when you grow up? That kind of a choice. Even what you should wear and what you should not wear, as long as it's within the halal limits. Number 7, you should be heard and you should not be ignored, children. Number 8, you should experience unconditional love. Number 9, you should have parents who are practicing. And number 10, you should be useful on this earth for yourself, for your parents, and for the people around you. May Allah give us the strength to protect our children. May Allah give us the strength to look after our children. May Allah make our children the happiest one in the world. May Allah give our children long life and decent health. May Allah give them the best of this world and the hereafter. May Allah keep them on the right way, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Keep our children on the right way, Ya Allah. Protect them, Ya Allah. Forgive them, Ya Allah. Strengthen them, Ya Allah. Enable them to become the best on this world, Ya Allah. Useful for the world, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Forgive us for our shortcomings, Ya Allah. Forgive us for our shortcomings, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, give us the strength to look after our parents, Ya Allah. Give us the strength to be able to look after our parents, Ya Allah. And have mercy on our parents just like they were merciful to us when we were little, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamur Rahimin, protect the world, Ya Allah. Bring peace on this earth again, Ya Allah. Bring peace on this earth again, Ya Arhamur Rahimin. Ya Allah, free Al-Aqsa from occupation, Ya Allah. Free Syria from the tyrants, Ya Allah. Free every part of the world that is in trouble, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamur Rahimin, help us so that we can withstand and bear with the difficult times that we are facing, Ya Allah. Ya Arhamur Rahimin, restore faith in you, Ya Allah. Give us the faith that we needed for you, Ya Arhamur Rahimin. Give us the taqwa that we need, Ya Allah. Give us the strength, Ya Arhamur Rahimin, to rely on you, Ya Allah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون والله يعلم ما تصنعون. أقم الصلاة.